HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Phipps Insurance Agency, representing companies such as MapFree Insurance. Their family-owned independent agency is deeply rooted in the communities they serve and offer time-tested insurance products to fit individual needs. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance specializes in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of HCAM News. I'm HCAM News Director Tom Nappy, here to fill you in with what's happening in Hopkinton. On today's edition of HCAM News, the latest in Hiller sports, Hopkinton Middle School hosts their annual winter concerts, plus much more. But first, Chuck Joseph presented Hopkinton history to a packed house at the Hopkinton Middle School auditorium.
Goofy. 1911, this gentleman who lives in Latvia, which was part of Russia at that point, wants to avoid conscription in the Russian army. And so he flees Russia, and he goes to Romania and then Switzerland. And then he ends up in Massachusetts. He ends up in Massachusetts around 1911. He has a green thumb. He loves horticulture. He loves landscaping, etc. Go ahead, This is Hopkinton Common in 1915. I've had so many people say, can we go back there? Look at that, they had mass transit. We have trolley cars, electric trolley cars in 1915 running to Ashland, Framingham, Milford, and Westboro. The tracks, if there are other photographs where the tracks are in the dirt road for the trolleys. So this is 1915. Go ahead. We're going to talk now. This is a very important thing that not many people know about. In 1919, we are post-World War I. American soldiers have just come back. It was an awful war. Awful. Trench warfare, lots of deaths. Some of those deaths attributable to poor transportation, horses pulling cannons in the mud. And the military comes back from Europe, and they look at a 3,000-mile wide country, and they say, uh-oh. How could we get from one side of the country to the other in case we needed to for military purposes? So they organize a convoy of 80 military vehicles and 300 military personnel to drive from Washington, D.C. across the country to San Francisco. Let's take a look at some of those vehicles. This is what they're driving. Walter. So Walter Brown hires this young, aggressive coach named Red Auerbach. And Auerbach comes to town. He's determined he's going to build a winner. And the league is starting to pick up steam. So Auerbach, let's go to the next slide. I won't come back. Auerbach has his eye on this kid from University of San Francisco, Bill Russell. Bill Russell wins the national championship at the University of San Francisco. Their nickname is the Dons. That's a great trivia question. Use it when you can. And his teammate is Casey Jones, who also eventually becomes a Boston Celtic. But Auerbach has the 14th pick. So he knows he hasn't got a prayer at Russell. So he trades two of his best players to the St. Louis Browns, and he gets the second pick for those two players. But he's still not guaranteed he's going to get Russell, because the Rochester Royals, later the Cincinnati Royals, Kansas City Royals, have the first pick. So Red goes to Walter and says, Walter, I got to get that first pick. I got to get them not to take Russell. And Walter says, I got an idea. He said, what? He said, well, I own the Ice Capades. And for those of you who remember the Ice Capades, that was a big deal. Ice Capades came to town. Everybody went. It was like getting Beyonce. You know, you get the Ice Capades, right? Well, not exactly, but you know. And so Auerbach says, tell them, because they were in trouble. Rochester was in trouble. He says, tell them I'll give them the Ice Capades free for a week if they don't take Russell. So Auerbach does. And Rochester says, okay. We got 11 championships for the Ice Capades for a week. How freaking cool is that? Walter Brown, the NBA championship trophy is the Brown Trophy. Walter Brown is in the National Basketball Association Hall of Fame. This is in National Hockey League Hall of Fame. He was instrumental in the U.S. Olympic hockey team in the early going. Very few people know that that new school that was built in 1956, where there was a new gym, that Walter Brown brought the 1960 Boston Celtics here for an exhibition game, in what today your children play in as the Brown Gym. Oh, I didn't know that. I coached in that gym for many years. All I could think of was Russell dunked on this rim. It's pretty cool.
Hopkinton Hillers winter sports is in full swing. Here's a look at the latest happenings. On Tuesday, December 12th, Hiller girls basketball hosted Ashland in their season opener. It was a 15-11 Hiller lead heading into the second quarter. For three, yes! Whoa. Elena Davies from three-point land.
Let's pick it up as Paharik steals it.
Good steal by Paharik. Restaghini with it. Gets it down to Davies. Over to Flanagan for three. Count it! Ooh. The Hiller is starting to heat up from outside the perimeter. Played a huge role with the Hiller softball team last season. And look at this, another three by Restaghini.
The sidelines, both Coach Strange and Coach Greco really upping the intensity a bit.
Tegan Restaghini off the window and in. The Hillers went into the halftime locker room leading 30-15 and never looked back as they took the win in their season opener 46-35. Holly Paharik and Tegan Restaghini each scored 9 points for the Hillers in the victory. On Wednesday, December 13th, 0-1 Hiller Girls Hockey Co-op hosted Medway in their home opener. It was a 2-1 Medway lead heading into the second period. Collected by Costa. Along the near side now. Baroni trying to come down with it. Here she comes. Leaves it out, and that's off the crossbar and in! What a fade! And at first, no one was sure if it landed past the goal line, but it just gets in. The Hillers tie it up, and the game remained a 2-2 game heading into the third period. It landed on top of the net. Puck still in play. There's a shot, and it's in. Lily Turka makes it a 3-2 Medway lead. Jean racing up the ice, takes it out! She puts it in! Unbelievable! She was just flying up the ice and able to ring it right in, and we are knotted up at 3 apiece. Both teams net a late goal, and we would head to a 5-minute overtime period with the game tied at 3 apiece. Trying to get the puck out of the corner, matched up with Lucy Jean. Jean wins that battle. Here comes Jean now. Flying up the ice, trying to get another one of those breakaways. Around the defender to the net, back in her! Oh, it's turned away! Lucy Jean nearly had another one. And Ella McCann just able to land on it. Some great saves by the goaltenders on both sides would keep the game tied, and it would end in a 3-3 draw. Also on Wednesday, December 13th, Hiller Wrestling hosted Bellingham. Here's a look. The Hillers took the win in the season opener versus Bellingham, 42-36. On Friday, December 15th, 1-0 Hiller boys basketball hosted 1-0 Norwood Mustangs in their home opener. It was a 45-43 Hiller lead heading into the fourth quarter.
Willardson feeds the corner. Hiller's looking to respond. They will. Sam Dadajian. 19 points for Dadajian. Willardson sneaks it into Pantera, kicks it out, up for three, count it! Jack Iannelli with a big-time three bucket. He has 10 points tonight. DeLuca kicks it back. Iannelli. And DeLuca, now Dadajian, driving it up for the jumper, yes! DeLuca up top to Pantera, up with the reverse and in! Willardson. Dadajian getting past the defender, up and in with the right hand.
The Hillers light up the scoreboard in the fourth quarter and outscore Norwood 28-16 in the frame. The Hillers take the 71-59 win and improve to 2-0 on the season. Sam Dadajian led the way for the Hillers as he tallied a team-leading 27 points in the victory. On Saturday, December 16th, 2-0 Hiller boys hockey was back at home to host Ashland. The Hillers trailed Ashland 2-0 heading into the second period.
Have to kill off as Ashland approaching, and it's put in! What a goal there! I believe that was Kunis.
And we still got about 31 seconds left on that penalty, Tom.
Get out in front and able to grab it is Ian Tosca.
Great play by
2-on-1
Tosca.
coming up the ice. Ian Tosca approaching, backhands it in! Goal, Hillers!
There we go. That's a great short-handed goal. A few extra seconds there, Tom. That's a great play.
Ashland still on the power play, but the Hillers looking for another short-handed goal. Resnick approaching.
Oh! Another shorty.
Short-handed goal number 2.
Look out.
Jack Resnick makes it a 3-2 game. And that is 55 seconds following the Wyatt Ian Tosca goal.
It was a 2-1 second period, and it was a 3-2 Ashland lead heading into the third period.
And a good steal there by DeRocher as Brown was looking for the shot. Here comes Resnick.
Oh, what a
trying
play.
to backhand it over. Good defensive play out in front. And it's put in!
There we go. What a great effort.
And that was, I believe, Declan DeRocher getting the stick in there. And the Hillers have tied it.
Reed with a great initial save, but he can't fight off the pressure. Just too much for Ashland.
The Hillers tied up at 3 apiece in the third period, and the score remained tied, which meant a 5-minute overtime period.
Across. Here comes Hayward. Hayward takes it, wrapped up by Wright. Looking for the shot, it's
And here
blocked.
comes Ashland.
Jake Brown on a breakaway. Brown approaching. Oh, what a save by Jackson. Wynn gathers it up, takes it out. Did that go behind him?
Yeah, that hit the crossbar, I believe. That's a heck of a shot by Iataska.
Unbelievable.
Some absolutely unbelievable saves by both goaltenders in overtime kept the game between Hopkinton and Ashland tied at 3, and that's how the score would stay as the game ends in a draw. The Hillers are now 2-0-1 on the season. Ashland is now 0-1-1.
We are going to take a quick time out. A whole lot more HCAM news ahead. Don't go anywhere.
HCAM News is supported by our viewers and by Hopkinton Drug, located in this historic New England town since 1954. They are a multifaceted store dedicated to providing clients with an array of healthcare options.
Actually, just the glory. We asked 100 fourth graders, what is a state in the western part of the United States?
Come on, world map, where are you?
Confident.
Confident?
Very confident, apparently.
Fabulous.
I'm Cindy Donda, and I'll see you there.
Welcome back to HCAM News. Hopkinton Middle School recently hosted their tremendous annual winter concerts. Here's a look at the HMS chorus, as well as the 7th and 8th grade band performances.
Happy Hanukkah, Hopkinton.
Happy Hanukkah!
Thanks everyone for coming out. This is our biggest group that I've ever seen, so that's very cool. In the 10 years that I've lived here. So this has always just been kind of organized by families, nothing formal, so it's nice that everyone kind of comes together to support each other in kind of the spirit of our Hopkinton community, showing up for each other and celebrating. So it's great to have everyone's support group coming out, and I wanted to thank Mike Cooper for setting up this beautiful menorah. It predates me, but I understand it was built by a former Hopkinton resident?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of been passed down. Mike's been putting this up for a while. So I realize not everyone here might know why we celebrate Hanukkah or what the menorah is all about. So my son Drew's gonna give everyone a quick explanation.
In the 2nd century BCE, a Tyrant king ruled over the Jewish people and would not let them practice their faith. Jewish rebels led by Judah Maccabee fought for their freedom for 3 years, and they were victorious. When they reclaimed the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, they rededicated the temple, but they only had enough oil to light the temple's lamp for 1 day. New oil would take days to repair, but a miracle took place and the oil lasted for 8 days. The word Hanukkah actually comes from the Hebrew word rededication. Hanukkah celebrations include games, food, songs, and of course the lighting of the menorah. On each of the 8 days of Hanukkah, one new candle will be lit on the menorah until the final day. When all 8 candles are lit, symbolizing the 8 days the flame lasted in the Holy Temple.
So we're going to go ahead and start with the prayers. Can any kids, maybe like 10 or older, or anyone who knows the prayers, come on up and maybe you can lead us?
Walter's like, yeah. Yeah, Walter knows. You get it? Yeah! I did it! Sorry, I'm late. We should have done like
Hey guys, line up.
Here is our picture of the week. The Fruit Street Bridge over the MBTA Sudbury River is rebuilt and officially reopened this past week. Here you can see the Hopkinton Police Department testing the bridge, and everything is working just great. So congratulations to the Hopkinton Highway Department on getting this bridge rebuilt and reopened. It'll certainly make traffic a little bit easier in town. Upcoming town government meetings include on Thursday, December 21st at 7 p.m. We'll have the school committee meeting live on our HCAM Ed channel. And on Tuesday, January 2nd, the elementary school building committee is scheduled to meet at 6 p.m. To view all upcoming town government meetings, head over to hcam.tv/gov. And for more information, you can head to the town website at hopkintonma.gov. Believe it or not, we are out of time for this edition of HCAM News, but don't worry, next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m., we will be back. For everyone at HCAM, I'm Tom Nappy. As always, we thank you for watching, and we want to wish everyone out there a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Holiday Season, and Happy New Year. Thank you for your support all year long. We'll talk to you again soon.